Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson. This is problem 1-46, the learning log. Okay, a learning log is a place where you can kind of record some of the things that you are learning as we go through this. Now this is intended to kind of preview what is coming. Okay, so one of the things that I would like you to do is open up CPM, and you will find this information that you are watching on this video. This information right here is located in your CPM ebook. So here I am in CPM, right? And I'm going to click on chapter 1, and I want you to go to 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. So I'm going to open up that lesson, and then I am going to notice this is about proportional relationships. That's what the learning log is about today. So I'm going to scroll down to this, proportional relationships. All the information that you need today is right here in our ebook in the math notes box. 121, the math notes box. This is where you can find this information. So here's what you're going to do in your book. Okay, you're actually going to record this information. Now, your job is to record 3 things, and all of these things can be found in your ebook. Okay, some of these things can be found here in the math notes box, and maybe you need to look in your glossary. Okay, so problem 1-46, learning log. In this course, you will often be asked to reflect about your learning in a learning log. Writing about your understanding will help you pull together ideas, develop new ways to describe mathematical ideas, and recognize gaps in your understanding. Your teacher will tell you where to write learning log entries. I gave you space below. Your first entry, explain in your own words what you know about a proportional relationship. Write a reflection in your learning log that addresses the following questions. Notice 3 bullet points. Now, what if you say, Mr. McCoy, I don't know anything about proportional relationships? Well, guys, it's all right here. This whole thing, all about proportional relationships, okay? So, how do you recognize a proportional relationship in a table? So you're going to need to start your first section with something like a proportional relationship can be seen in a table. How? How do you see that in a table? Okay? For those of you that don't know, this right here is called a table. Okay? When you have your X and Y axis set up in a grid like this, this is called a table. Tables sometimes go side to side, sometimes they go up, down. So that's a table. Where do you see proportional relationships in a table? Okay. Next section. Where do you see a proportional relationship in a graph? Okay. A graph is this guy. That's a graph. This is a graph. Okay. There are a couple ways that you can recognize a proportional relationship in a graph. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is how do you find the unit rate? Okay, if you don't know what unit rate is, you need to find the glossary in your ebook, and you can use your glossary to find unit rate, and you can figure out what that unit rate is. Another word that might be helpful, are you ready for this? Big word. Constant of proportionality. Constant of proportionality. Okay? Those are some terms in your ebook in the glossary that you can look up. So you are responsible for 3 sections. How do you recognize a proportional relationship in a table? How do you recognize it in a graph? And how do you find the unit rate, also known as the constant of proportionality, in a graph? Be sure to include examples to support your statement. I wonder where we could find some examples to support our statements. Don't know, just an idea. So, here is your work for today, Learning Log 1-46. This is going to set you up for success when we actually do lesson 121. Thanks for tuning in to today's lesson.